Hi, I'm theciaellis and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. Okay, I'm back down here at the church kitchen and there's a lot of noise going on in here today. We just finished up with the funeral and now we're getting ready for the Wednesday night meal. But I'm going to try to get this done today anyway. And it should go quickly because I've already got a bunch of stuff cut up. Today I'm going to do a type of stir fry that I can feed to the adults when they come in tonight. You know, they have a lot of the food that the kids like, but then the parents every once in a while want a little bit more vegetables, a little bit more meat, and so this is what I'm going to try to do tonight for them. I got some mushrooms that a friend has already cut up for me. We've got some pepper, the cooking oil for the pan, got some onion powder, garlic powder. Oh, and I got to find my ginger. I've got some ginger somewhere too. Garlic, kosher salt. And these are chicken thighs that are already cut up. Every once in a while, I just really like chicken thighs because it has a little more flavor, has a little more fat to it, and it's not as dry. So we're doing the chicken thighs. I've got an onion cut up, and I've got some chicken broth and some flour for the sauce to thicken up, and then we've got some sweet red pepper and some broccoli. And like I said, I've got some ginger and some soy sauce for this too. Alright, I've got my pan heating up. I'm going to throw this chicken in here, let it get going. And I usually like to do the onions at the same time. Now I guess technically this is not considered a stir fry because this is not really a wok. And because it's not a wok, you can't get it as hot as what you'd like. Oh yeah. But that's okay. It's going to make a good stir fry anyway. Now because we're going to use soy sauce, we're not going to need a lot of salt, but I still want to get, you know, maybe half a teaspoon of, that's probably close to a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. And we'll put that in there just so it can kind of help sweat down the onions. I'm going to do just a little bit of pinch of pepper at the same time. And then we'll cook it some more with those. Like I said, we don't have it on high heat. We just got it where it's just going to be cooking. So it's, like I said, it's not a true stir fry, but we're going to love it anyway. Alright, if you look, the meat is almost done. It's looking pretty good. And it'll cook a little bit more as we go. So now what I'm going to do, I know all the recipes for stir fry tell you to do cornstarch and mix it together. Make a slurry out of it and put in there. That's one more dish to do, and I don't like doing that. So I just throw some flour in it, just like you would do with the regular gravy, what you were doing with if there's some meat or something. So we're going to do the flour. We'll let this cook in a little bit. Then we'll add our soy sauce and some chicken broth. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic powder. Do the other side. Now, I'm going to tell you, fresh is always better for everything. If I'd had fresh garlic, we could do fresh garlic cloves, you know. And now, even though I've used onions, I'm going to use some onion powder. Fresh ginger is always better, but I'm kind of lazy. I usually do the squeeze tube of ginger. So we're just going to do maybe a half a teaspoon, if that much, of ginger. And we'll get this going. Now let's add our broth. We'll add some of this in just so that we can loosen that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and add our broccoli and our peppers. So we'll let that cook just a little bit. Let's go ahead and add our mushrooms. So that's all of our vegetables. That's going to make a nice big batch of stir fry. And we'll let this cook down. Well, that's cooking. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of soy sauce. Now remember, soy is very salty, so that's why we only put a little bit of salt in there. Let's add some more broth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this up. And I'm probably just going to put a lid on it to steam the vegetables a little bit. We'll turn the heat down and let these vegetables cook. And we should be good to go. I think this is the right lid. Yes, that'll work. This is cooking down pretty good, but I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce. Okay, this has been on low. It's been steaming a little bit. Now my vegetables, if you look at them, the broccoli still got a little bit of good color to them. So that means you're still going to have a crunch. I like my vegetables to still have a little bit of a crunch, but specifically the broccoli. But that's looking just pretty darn good. Now if you want rice, this would be good to put over rice. And actually, if you know you're going to be putting it over rice, I actually do a little bit more juice to soak up the rice. But we don't have rice going today, so we're just going to do up a nice bit with the broccoli, the pepper, the mushrooms, and the chicken. And let's taste this. Okay, so we're going to let's test our broccoli. Good crunch. Actually, that's darn good. Get some mushrooms, peppers, and a couple little pieces of chicken. I think that the guys are going to like this tonight. A little bit of ginger in there, soy, and the flour to thicken it up. That's going to be good. I think they're going to like it. I hope so. Okay, that's all I got for you today. I do want to remind you, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and see if we can get me over 1,000 subscribers at this point. And because I have noticed that a lot of you who are watching are not subscribers at all, which is great. But if you could subscribe and tell other people about this channel, I would be greatly appreciated. Also, I can be found on Instagram amongst a lot of other places, but one of the things I do, Instagram, I try to, because I'm getting older and I'm trying to work on my memory stuff, almost every day I memorize a scripture of the day and post it, and I collect quotes, and so I memorize and try to repeat it to you, a quote of the day, and I try to do each of those pretty much every day. And so I can be found on Instagram doing that. Check me out. I believe that's under theciaellis, theciae. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time. God bless.